Hi buddies, I'm so glad to be back to explore some fascinating places today, and I welcome you all to my channel, Joji the Explorer. And I'm in Colaba today, COLABA, Colaba, Mumbai. And we're going to explore certain parts of Colaba that haven't shown you before, plus some other very interesting places in South Mumbai. So please stay tuned. Colaba is one of Mumbai's most prominent neighborhoods. It of course embodies the city's rich history, vibrant culture, and cosmopolitan spirit. Situated at the southern tip of Mumbai, it of course is the hub for tourists, locals, and history enthusiasts alike. Right now I'm standing next to this very popular museum here in Colaba called Prince of Wales Museum, now officially known as Chhatrapati Shivaji Maharaj Vastu Sangrahalaya. It's a very popular museum here. There are several museums and art galleries in Colaba. There's another museum art gallery here just across this road. That building, you can see that building. That is called National Gallery of Modern Art. It's very popular. There's one another popular museum here. There are so many museums and art galleries in Colaba. There's one other art gallery just a few steps away from here called Jahangir Art Gallery, and several museums and art galleries you get to see in Colaba area. And this is the road, and this road leading to the very popular, iconic Gateway of India. Since we are already in Colaba, we need to visit Gateway of India. Though I've shown you Gateway of India before in one or two of my previous videos. Let's go explore this iconic landmark once again. Okay, so let's go visit Gateway of India once again. Then we'll be heading to other places. Because now I'm going to cross this road, and you can see the iconic Regal Cinema over there, that yellow building. That is Regal Cinema. I'm going to cross this road. And you can see the National Gallery of Modern Art building from here. You can see the board of the National Gallery of Modern Art. One another museum here, art gallery. And all these are buildings. You can see all these colonial structures all around here. The majority of the structures in Colaba date back to British colonial period. You can see all these structures are hundreds of years old. I think more than 95% of the structures here in Colaba date back to British colonial period. Now I'm reaching Gateway of India. All these are very old structures, British colonial era structures. You can see so many people heading to the Gateway of India most probably. Because these structures here in Colaba reflect architectural styles that emphasize functionality, grandeur, and aesthetic appeal, blending European and Indian influences. These structures have since become an integral part of Mumbai's heritage, symbolizing the city's colonial past and its cosmopolitan character. And many residential buildings here feature high ceilings, arched windows, and decorative facades, typical of Victorian Gothic architecture. These designs allowed for ventilation and light, suited to Mumbai's tropical climate. Oh my God, there are thousands of people already at Gateway of India. People from different places, different states, and you get to see several tourists also from other countries here. This is the situation almost every day at Gateway of India. Whether it is morning or evening, you get to see thousands of people at Gateway of India. And plus you can see literally the deluge of people, large number of people all together here. This is the Gateway of India. Oh my goodness, there's thousands of people already here. This I almost every day you get to see this much crowd at this place, and that is the iconic, one another iconic structure, the Taj Mahal Palace Hotel. One another iconic Taj Mahal Palace Hotel out there, facing the Gateway of India. This is the Gateway of India. See the people, see the crowd. There's people from different parts of Mumbai, as well as other states, and even other countries also come to this place almost every day. Here you get to see ferries and various types of boats. There are so many, hundreds of ferries and boats here. This Gateway of India draws thousands of visitors daily. While its historic and architectural significance captivates visitors, the heavy crowd also brings about an unintended consequence, that is noise pollution. One of the primary contributors to noise pollution at the Gateway is the constant chatter and movement of large groups of people, including tourists, vendors, and local guides. The echoes of conversations, often amplified by the open area, create a persistent din. Adding to this are the frequent announcements, music from the street vendors, and the occasional shouting of vendors trying to attract customers. The architecture of the Gateway of India is a splendid fusion of Indo-Saracenic, Islamic, and Gothic revival styles, reflecting the diverse cultural influences of its time. Designed by Scottish architect George Whitett, this iconic structure was built using yellow basalt and reinforced concrete, making it both durable and aesthetically striking. The arch, which stands 26 meters tall, draws inspiration from traditional Islamic arches commonly seen in Mughal architecture, while the decorative elements like the intricate lattice work and floral motifs echo Hindu temples designs. This Gateway of India was constructed during the British colonial period. It was designed by the Scottish architect George Whitett, and was completed in the year 1924 to commemorate the visit of King George V and Queen Mary in 1911. They had visited Mumbai in 1911, and this structure was completed in the year 1924, to commemorate their visit. That's a brief history of this structure, iconic structure, The streets of Colaba not only offer aesthetic beauty but also preserve Colaba's colonial legacy. Many of these tree-lined avenues are flanked by colonial-era buildings with arched windows and intricate balconies, enhancing the charm of the area. The historic vibe, coupled with the greenery, creates an ideal setting for leisurely walks, especially in the mornings or evenings when the streets come alive with joggers and chai vendors and various other vendors. Walking along streets like Nathalal Parek Mark and Wodos Road, one can admire the symphony of design elements, ornate balconies, wrought iron railings, and grand porticos that adorn these historic buildings. Many are set against the backdrop of lush tree-lined avenues, enhancing their visual appeal and creating an atmosphere of old-world charm. So now I'm taking you to some of the place in Colaba which I haven't shown you before. Let's go and explore. Professor finally made this place called Navy Nagar. It's a defense area basically. And why I'm here, I tell you, because I'm going to show you one another historical structure here. Because that I want to show you the surrounding area. I'm going to enter this place. You can see the gate, Colaba Military Station. This is a Navy area belonging to Indian Navy. So I'm going to enter the gate and show you what's the specialty here, and also the historical structure I'm supposed to show you. But this Navy Nagar is a serene and peaceful area located at the southernmost tip of Mumbai. It serves as a residential and operational hub for the Indian Navy and is managed with a level of discipline and organization that reflects military ethos. And I want to show you a little bit of this place and why I'm here. I want to show you one another historical landmark here called Afghan Church. Yes, that's why I'm here to explore the Afghan Church. It's one another historical landmark in Kulaba. So let's go there. You can see military tank here is displayed here, and all these buildings on both sides of this road belongs to Indian Navy. One of the most remarkable features of Navy Nagar is the display of tanks, cannons and other armaments. These exhibits often located near defense establishments like the Indian Navy's offices or military quarters offer a fascinating glimpse into India's military history and technological prowess. These static displays of armored vehicles, naval artifacts and photographs of historical battles are both educational and awe-inspiring. Visitors, especially families and school groups, often stop by to marvel at the ingenuity and strength of these defense mechanisms. Finally made to this iconic church called Afghan Church. Let me try if I can get entry inside. The Afghan Church, officially known as the Church of St. John the Evangelist, is one of Mumbai's most historically significant and architecturally stunning landmarks. Situated in the bustling area of Kulaba, this Anglican church is not just a place of worship but also a monument that commemorates a pivotal chapter in British and Indian history. The Afghan church was built in memory of the British soldiers who lost their lives in the First Anglo-Afghan War between 1839 and 1842 and the Sindh Campaign of 1839. The disastrous retreat from Kabul in 1842, which resulted in the loss of an entire British Indian force, left a profound impact on the colonial administration, and the church was conceived as a tribute to those who perished. This Afghan church is a prime example of Gothic revival architecture, designed by the British architect Henry Conybeare. It features soaring pointed arches, a tall spire, and lancet windows that give it an ethereal quality. And as you approach the defense area, the first thing you notice is the heightened security presence. Armed guards, along with gated entrances and surveillance cameras, are a constant reminder of the area's importance to national security. The roads leading to the defense zone are meticulously monitored. The civilians are generally not allowed entry without special permission. This level of control creates a sense of discipline and order, with all movements within the area being closely monitored. And the architecture in the defense area contrasts with the more open spaces of Kulaba. The buildings here are functional and often utilitarian, designed to meet specific needs rather than for aesthetics. On the way back, I came across this one another oldest church of Bombay Baptist Church in Kulaba. So this is the Kulaba market. You can see all these old buildings. Most of them are wooden structures. Walking through the streets of Kulaba, one can observe how these buildings, with their faded grandeur, still retain their visual appeal. The faded yellow or cream-colored facades, contrasted with lush greenery from the tree-lined streets, create a harmonious atmosphere. These structures are not only aesthetically captivating but also imbue the area with a sense of history, reminding visitors of Kulaba's important role during the British Raj. Okay, so now we are going to explore the street food markets of Mohammad Ali Road. Yes, Mohammad Ali Road. So that I'm going to take a bus from here. I'm still in Kulaba, and it'll take around 10 to 12 minutes by bus, and around 7 to 8 kilometers approximately from here. Okay. Despite the winter season here, today also hot and sultry, and now the time is 6 p.m. 2 days back it was much better, the temperature was much better, but today is so hot. Okay, and now we're heading to Muhammad Ali Road. I'm going to take a bus from here. This bus is taking a hell of a time because of the traffic jam here. So congested.
Hello. मैं 5,000 टका लगा दी राजिया।
Extremely sorry guys, I cancelled my plan to explore Muhammad Ali Road street food market. This was the traffic jam. It has taken almost 1 hour from Kulaba to CST station. Oh my god, it's a horrible traffic jam, I'll show you. So I cancelled my plan to explore Muhammad Ali Road street food markets. So we'll go some other day. And now I'm at the CST station. I'll show you the traffic jam now. And I don't know from CST to Muhammad Ali Road how long it will take. It is totally horrible traffic jam right now. The road is blocked, totally blocked. See all the bus, taxis, all the vehicles. This is the situation right now here. So I finally got off my bus and now heading to this CST station. Thank God at least I reached the CST station, otherwise the problem. There's a traffic jam. See, all the vehicles stopped here. My bus was moving at literally at a snail's pace, but finally everything stopped here. See, not moving, not a single vehicle moving right now. I don't know how long it take to reach Muhammad Ali Road, so finally got off at CST station and I'm heading to the station right now. This was unexpected. I never experienced before. And right now I'm walking through this CST subway, heading to the CST station, and it's almost crowded here. Because I just came to know that in recently held election in Maharashtra, the Modi's party, BJP, Bharatiya Janata Party won the maximum number of seats, won the election. That's why all this hullabaloo and all this traffic jam. There was a political conference at Azad Maidan. Azad Maidan is a popular ground here for political conferences. That's why all this hullabaloo and traffic jam and all this crowd. Though it is a highly congested area, so traffic jam like this never happened before. And people from various parts of the state, Maharashtra state, gathered here at Azad Maidan. That's the reason why this traffic congestion and crowd, super crowd today. So I got confused what was happening. So anyway, I finally made to the CST station. Right now I'm at this marketplace next to the CST station. This street is called Bazaar Gate Street. It's full of shops, various types of shops you can see here. This is a popular Bazaar Gate station next to the CST station. This street is called this particular street is called Bazaar Gate. Here also you get to see several interconnected streets like this. Here, this is Bazaar Gate Street, and here you can see Dwarka Das Street, and this one is Dwarka Das Street, and so interesting. And you get to buy everything under the sun here, from groceries to fruits and vegetables and everything around here, and electronics, and you can see the omnipresent tea chai wala tea This is a tea stall. There is omnibus everywhere. You get to see every nook and corner of Mumbai. And this is Dwarga Das Street next to Bazar Gate Street. And see all these are interconnected streets here. And this one, this street is called Bora Bazar Street. You can see the board here, Bora Bazar. This is Bora Bazar. Amazing, isn't it? See how many varieties of vendors here. This fruit vendors here. See, this is some kind of decoration. I think puja items on sale here. And this is restaurant and hotels and everything you get to see here. This is Bora Bazar Street and all the potpourri, all types of shops and things you get to see here. This one another street here. There are streets and streets, interconnected streets everywhere here. This is one of the oldest markets in Mumbai. Because overall it was an amazing day. Though I couldn't explore the food street of Mohammad Ali Road, I enjoyed it very much today. So now I'm signing off. I'll see you next Friday, 5:45 p.m. Till then, goodbye. Thank you so much for support. And now I'm going to take my train from CST station. Okay. Let's have some lassi from here. This is my favorite joint whenever I come to this place. This is a Mathura Dairy. I get some lassi from here. It's so delicious. This is my lassi. Yummy.